I'm going to show you a method for setting up Google Meet breakout rooms and how to kind of manage going in and out of the different breakout rooms. So, the first thing you'll want to do to help your computer handle all of these breakout rooms is to try and clear off as much stuff as possible. So, making sure that your desktop is clear, if you can put that stuff into documents folders, clearing out old stuff that you don't need, and throwing it in the trash and emptying the trash. Make sure you don't have any other programs running. So I'm going to go down. I see that Firefox is running because it has a little dot underneath it. I'm going to click on that and quit. That dot goes away. Other things you'll need to prepare are a list of your breakout group names and the students. You'll use this to copy and paste. And you'll also want to install the Mute tab extension. So you can get that just by Googling Mute tab extension. You'll see the icon looks like this. It's just a little speaker. This is so that you can go in and out of different rooms effectively without hearing everybody at once. Once you've got that set up, open up different Meet windows, and you can just keep adding tabs and going to meet.google.com. So you have as many tabs as you have breakout rooms. I'm also going to use the main Meet link from my Google Classroom. That's where everybody starts. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to turn off the camera. Then I'm going to copy the name of my breakout room, go to the first tab, and you'll want to join all of these and set all of these up before class begins. And you can keep the camera off while you're setting them up just to kind of save computing power. All right, then I'm going to go do the same with 2. Then I'm going to set up 3 and 4. All right, so I've got all of my meetings set up. They're ready to go. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can visually navigate between these. You could keep them up as separate tabs, or you can, if you drag the tab out, you could actually create little windows. All right, so once you have all of your students in and you're ready to do breakout rooms, you're going to open up the chat. When you're ready to post your breakout group information, it's good to have a list of all of it typed out already so you can just copy and paste. At the top, I would have this phrase: open a new tab, go to meet.google.com, and join with the following nicknames, just to give the explicit directions for how to do it. So I'm going to copy that, paste it, and then I'm going to paste the groups. And I wouldn't paste them all at once. I would stagger it. So post your first group, give them a minute. Post your second group, give them a minute. For the sake of time, I'm going to post both of these groups at the same time. Now, the other thing you should do before going into breakouts is tell them what you want to do in this meet. Do you want them to keep it open so that they can come back to it later? If so, tell them to mute their microphone. If they are not coming back to this meet later, have them hang up. Make sure you are the last one out before you close the main meet. If you are keeping the main meet open, instruct everyone to mute their microphones, and that's you as well. And then you are going to mute the tab. You'll also want to mute the tabs for all of the groups until you actually go in and visit one. So you'll notice the microphone is on for each group, so you can speak to each group simultaneously. but you want to have the mute tab on so that the other groups, you don't get the echo. So I want to pop into group 2. First of all, I want to make sure that the microphone is off on all of the other groups and that the mute is on. You can tell that it's on when it has an M. So now only group 2 can hear me. And of course, I want to turn the mute off so that I can hear them. I've talked to group 2. Now I'm going to mute, mute. You could leave the camera on if you felt like they needed to have your visual presence in there. And now when I go over to group 1, I'm going to unmute, unmute, turn on the camera. And you may even just want to keep the camera off if things are running really slowly. Same thing, when you leave, mute, mute. You have to be very methodical about that. Otherwise, it's going to cause confusion for the other groups. And then if you have all of the groups tabs unmuted, you're going to be hearing everything all at once. Once you are ready to pull everyone into the main session, you can unmute yourself on all the groups, making sure that the tab stays muted to call them back into the main session. And then make sure you are the last one to leave each group. Then once they're back in the main session, unmute yourself, unmute the session, making sure that the breakout rooms are muted, and then also make sure that you are the last to leave. Hopefully this helps.